Good evening, everyone. Oh. Just check I'm streaming properly. Let's see. Okay, good, I am. Okay, so welcome to tonight's live stream. I have some magical messages for you, some guidance on this very powerful full moon. So happy full moon to you, depending on how you're experiencing it, because I know it's different for all of us. So depending, and I'm not an expert on this, but depending on what you've got in your chart, your astrological chart, it definitely impacts us all in quite different ways. And I know sometimes we can have a full moon, it can come and go, I don't even feel it. Other ones I feel it a little bit, other ones feel good, and some feel really like they rock you to your core. So let me know how you're feeling right now on this one, whether you're watching now or on the replay. And I'm just going to give you some guidance around whatever's coming up for you, because there is a lot of strong energies. And one of the things I've been learning this morning, well, I couldn't sleep last night. I was totally wide awake from about 3, didn't really sleep, and then 3 a.m. I thought I'll get up, go downstairs, and then I was awake till about 6:45, wide awake. And I just did a whole load of journaling, a whole load of looking at what the hell was going on right now with this full moon. And it was, yeah, and what I learned was it was to do with Taurus and Scorpio, and the Scorpio energy, I'm a Scorpio, so I can feel this one strongly, but the Scorpio energy is very, it's the deep, transformational, like underneath the water kind of energy. So this is where it's going to sometimes bring up a lot of big, or maybe more subtle, but a lot of those energies and a lot of the hidden, the stuff that's behind what maybe you perhaps have been thinking or allowing yourself to step into. So I kind of like these big energies. I'm comfortable with them, but I know for a lot of people, if you're not, it can be quite big. So I'm just gonna just double check I can see comments and things. Let's see. So if you are here, just pop me a comment, say hello. Oh, hi Izzy. Hi. I have to scroll down. It's a very funny interface now. Hold on, I'll do it on this device so I can see your comments. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yes, I wanted to just talk to you because a lot of this energy, I've pulled some cards here for you as well to share some messages, but a lot of this energy is like big. So it's the big transformational under the surface stuff, right? So I'll just share kind of what came up for me, and then I'll share some messages that I've got for you, which are perfect, perfect for these energies. I've got 5 cards here that are just so beautifully perfect with what's going on. So as I said, I was up through the night. I just couldn't sleep, and I felt this kind of pent up energy. It was like a restlessness. And it's funny because I'm actually really happy and aligned in my life generally. I feel good in a lot of areas, but there was still this kind of like frustration. It's almost like when you are going through an expansion, and many of you are, so if you're tuning in now, just kind of check in with yourself. When you're going through an expansion, sometimes you can feel kind of jittery, like it's not going fast enough, you're not where you feel that you want to be yet. These are very uncomfortable feelings, but actually I always say it's really positive, because you can it's really just about, you're now ready to step into the next level, right? Whether that's whatever that is in your life, you can often feel this kind of dissatisfaction energy, and sometimes we can confuse it and make that into something that's wrong. So I just want you to know, if you're feeling any of this, it's totally normal. Some of you might be feeling really like on fire and magical and lit up. I'm kind of feeling a mixture. So as I tuned in, so I want to encourage you to really use these energies to go deeper than you usually would. So when I was awake, I was like, what's wrong with me? What am I dissatisfied with? And I couldn't even really pinpoint it. So I just started to get my journal out, and I just started to write it out. And how I did it was just like, I feel tense, frustrated. I feel very dissatisfied, and I feel like I can't sleep. I'm wide awake. It doesn't feel good where I am, and I was just journaling it out, allowing myself to just release it. And it was only when I wrote it out, this is why journaling is so powerful. It all just kind of tumbled out. And it was quite funny. It was like I just let it all out. And then one thing led to another, led to another. And then by the time I was done, I'd done like 4 pages of my journal. And I took a breath and I was like, that's why I'm pent up. Because quite a few things there that it's more like a dissatisfaction of wanting to release the old ways of being because you're really ready to step into the new. So I just want to share that because I know a lot of you might be feeling this and not even knowing why. So don't be afraid of the stuff that's coming up, right? So even if it looks like shitty, crappy feelings, heavy energies in your body, a real restlessness, not wanting to even be present in, you want to maybe grab things to distract you with, if you find yourself scrolling, if you just stop, give yourself a little bit of a space to journal and just get it out, you might be really surprised at what comes up. And then what it does, it allows you to awaken into what you're really about now, because what you're about now is very different to what you were about a month ago, even a week ago for some of you, even 2 days ago for some of you. So it allows you to release, which is perfect on a full moon around this time, and also then step into the next part of your journey. And it's such a powerful thing. So when I went through, it was such a complete mess. I'd streamed out everything and I'd unleashed everything, and I thought, let me make a nice neat bullet point list of all the kind of bits that I wanted to shift and change. And there were 18 things on my list, and I would never have consciously been able to write those things down because these were just under the surface, right? So I probably consciously knew maybe about 4 of them. It's like, yeah, I want to change this and step into this. But those other ones, I wouldn't have known. So I really want to encourage you. This is a perfect time. Light a candle, get yourself into a space, and really just let yourself write. What would happen if you just gave yourself, I don't know, just 20 minutes of quiet and just let it out and see what comes out. You may be surprised at what gets revealed, and I've done this so many times. Let me know if you're interested in journaling, because what I might do is do a little kind of challenge in this group or something, but if there's enough interest, because I really swear by journaling, but a lot of people get stuck with journaling, they don't know what to do. So if you're interested in journaling, do pop me a comment, just say you're interested in journaling, pop it below just so I can gather how many people might be interested. And I think, if there's enough people, I might run something in here just to take you through like a free challenge or something, just to get you into it, because it's so powerful. And I know when I avoid it, it's always when I most need it. And I know there's a lot of resistance that comes up around journaling, but it's so powerful. So, Izzy, I feel like I have a lot to release. A lot has been coming up. I have been triggered. Yeah, it's been an emotional week. Good. And stay with it, stick with it. Because what people can often do is you can feel all of this. And we're so trained, right, away from feeling any of these heavier things. And we want to go into the love and the light and the positivity. But this is where the transformation happens. So this is why, to go into those kind of Scorpio waters, right, and go deeper. This is what I do with people. This is why I'm probably more comfortable with it. But allow yourself. It's okay. It's okay to swim in there and have a look and allow whatever needs to come up. So I'm really glad that you're tapping into that, because I tell you, on the other side of emotions, stuckness, triggers, the other side of that is breakthrough. It's awakening, it's integration, it's moving to the next level. It's so powerful and magical. And every time I do it, I come out and I'm like the next version of myself. So even now, it's like, I don't, we're never there. Like, I'll be another level of myself in a month. I'll be another level of myself in 6 months. I know I'll be another level of myself in a year. So go on the journey. So release, whatever you need right now. And when I say release, it can be emotions, it can be old ways of thinking. You can maybe release old habits, ways of being every day. It might be practical habits that they don't serve you anymore. might be needing to make changes there. It could even be releasing connections to people. That is a big one. You might find this. You could be releasing all sorts of things, all sorts of releasing the need to do certain things, releasing beliefs about yourself, releasing the restrictions you place on yourself. There's so many ways we can release. So this is why the work is never done. It just continues to expand. So don't be afraid of it. It is a beautiful journey. You're interested in journaling? Okay, great, Izzy. Yeah, anyone else, pop it below, because I really feel, yeah, we might do some stuff on journaling, because it is more than, dear diary, I feel crap today, which is what I used to think journaling was until I really utilized its power. So yeah, we might do something on that. Okay, great. So I'm going to pull, I've pulled these cards already because I thought tonight we'll just do it slightly differently, because the energies are so strong. I wanted to just do some collective messages rather than individual ones, because it's just such a strong energy right now. So just tune in, receive these messages, whichever ones feel resonant, but they very much go together, and I love what's come up. So first of all, and it's very much what we have just been saying, first one that came through is let go. These are soul activation cards. I just love these. Look at this energy. Just breathe it in, let go. What do you need to let go of right now? So how you can do this is, like I said, you can just streamline. What are you just start with, if you're not sure, what are you dissatisfied with? What's pissing you off? What feels heavy? What feels stagnant? What feels old? What feels like it just doesn't bring you joy anymore? And really allow yourself. And how you can do this, you can just freestyle it, see what happens. Or you can, if you might want a bit more structure, you can even do it in categories. So just sit and think, okay, in my health, that's one area. In my relationships, it's another area. In my creativity, it's another area. Maybe my spiritual development, another area. Maybe my relationships, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever it is. So just what can you let go of? Because today and yesterday, depending on where you are in the world, and then even the next day or two, you're going to still feel these energies. So it really is about what can you let go. And then the second one is kind of what we would maybe call journaling, is soul writing. I love that. Soul writing. Now this can be whatever you feel, but it's allowing yourself to express from the soul. So one of the ways I like to do it is literally ask my soul, what do I need to know? What do I need to let go of? What no longer serves me? We talk about that, don't we, a lot? We say, I want to release what no longer serves me. But sometimes it can be very vague. And I would write that a lot. And when I started getting more tuned into, well, what is that? What no longer serves me? And sometimes when you try and think of it from your mind will give you all sorts of ideas. But have you ever actually asked your soul? And it's simply, soul, what no longer serves me? Soul, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to know right now? And just allow yourself to write and write and write and write. And I really recommend, and if you're feeling like you'd like to and you're resistant, that's interesting, because it's probably you're so on the brink of a breakthrough. And often when we are, we fear it. And there's sometimes a lot of fear that comes in with change. So in my Coded Healing group, we started a new round. So we've just completed week 1. And we did a whole week on fear and looking at, well, what's the fear? Why might I be holding myself back? What's there underneath? And really addressing the fear. And sometimes it isn't fear of failure, which is what it's like the obvious one. Sometimes it's fear of success, fear of change. What would happen if you allowed yourself, if your soul said, oh yeah, what you actually need is X, Y, Z, and you actually tapped into it and tuned into it, what would happen? Maybe some fear might come up. I've definitely had fear. I used to think it was fear of failure, but I learned that a lot of it was fear of success. What if it does work out? And then what? How does my life change? Am I ready for that? What will I end up losing? You know, who would I have to change about myself? What would I have to change about myself? Who do I have to become? So we face all these questions. So there can be a lot of fear. So soul writing really gets into the heart of, okay, beyond the fear, what does my soul want? What's the desire? So really allow yourself. So soul writing, and then off the back of that, visualize. Visualize, visualize, visualize. So I'm a big believer of taking the action, taking the aligned action, but visualizing it can be an incredibly powerful way of amplifying your results, amplifying what you allow yourself to have or be or create. And the good thing, just to get a bit more even practical about visualization, apart from it being the energetics, you're really teaching your mind what is possible for you. So the more that you take a concept that you really want to create in your life, and the more that you visualize it, and visualize just means imagine it. The amount of people that say, oh, I'm not good at visualizing, or I can't visualize, it's not true. Everybody can visualize, because if I said just think about a tomato, you would either be able to hold it in your mind really, really clearly. Some of you would really see it. You'd see it red, you'd see it round, you'd see the texture. Some of you would just get a sense of it. And some of you just know, as I say it, you just understand and can sense and perceive it. So every single one of you can visualize. And you just do it in your own way. But if you start to visualize what you really want in your life, and I don't mean the whole rest of your life, but I just mean the next bit. They're just the next part of your life, right? It doesn't have to be the whole thing. I'm always just looking at, okay, the next like month. I kind of really scale back in now. It's like, okay, the next month, what needs to go? What needs to be released? And then start to visualize it. Start to really, really tune in. Visualize, visualize. Know that you can. The power of you. I mean, look at this image, right? Imagine this light being you, and you have all this light inside of you, and every time you visualize, you can see how the light kind of ripples outwards. You project this outwards of your energy field. And so visualization is actually an incredibly powerful tool. It isn't just fluffy and, you know, a nice thing to do. You're literally sending impulses outside, and it moves. See, like almost like this picture. The energy ripples out, and it then vibrationally attracts things on that same level, and it really starts to shift your energy field. And the other thing it does is it primes your mind. Your mind has to hold the ideas of what it is that you want. So when you rehearse it, just think of it as a dress rehearsal. When you rehearse it, your mind at first says, that's new. And then you think about it again and again and again, and your mind starts to say, oh, she thinks this a lot. Oh, we've been here before. Oh, he's seen this before. And then your mind starts to accept it as a real possibility. And so the more that you visualize and think and immerse yourself in it, the more real it becomes. And so your mind then it's almost like your mind has evidence, because your mind literally does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. This is how powerful you are. So I don't think people even remotely understand yet, as in humanity, remotely fully understands yet the power of our minds and the power of visualization. So this is a fantastic time. And again, beyond the moon cycles, you can do it any time, but I like to use these energies because they're so strong and they are so supportive of any kind of changes that we're trying to make. So, hi Jodie. I really want my soulmate to present himself. Ooh, yes, yes. So visualize, visualize, visualize. So I tell you on that, so my twin flame, best friend, husband, Michael, before we met, about a year before we met, I did a whole, like, listed out these traits, right? This is the short version of this story. I've done a live stream on it before, but I did a whole list. I was like you. I was like, I really am ready now for a relationship, right? And a lot of you are. A lot of you are, by the way. Let's talk about that for a moment, because with all the things happening in the world, we're really starting to tune into who we want to connect with, who we want to disconnect with. And a lot of people are feeling isolated in relationships. There have been lockdowns, you know, all of this. But let me tell you, there's never been a better time to put the energetic frequencies out for you wanting to be in a relationship, because the energies on this planet is so supportive. And there's something, by the way, right now, again, I'm not an astrologer, but around Venus right now with this particular full moon. So it's going to bring up a lot of relationship stuff. So it could be that you're in a relationship, it's bringing up stuff, or you want to heighten it, deepen it, or if you're single, you're wanting to bring in love. So I basically wrote down a whole load of traits in somebody that I wanted, that were really important to me, because I'd had an absolute catastrophic previous experiences in my life, like never a strong point. I had lots of issues, so many, and I finally got to the point of I really am ready to call in this relationship. And I decided the next relationship, I don't want to do like bullshit kind of dating that just doesn't lead anywhere. I want the real deal. So I just did it, and I wrote out, oh, your ruler is Venus, woohoo, so you're feeling this, that's why it's come up. So I wrote down traits, and I thought, right, let me see, beyond, I don't mean like has to be this hot, this tall, or you know, whatever eye color. It's like the traits of a person. So I kid you not, I wrote them all out, and I got to 91 traits. And 91, like, I know it sounds crazy, right? But I tell you, it wasn't like, I did a live stream once and somebody once said, oh, it sounds like you just did a shopping list and you were very demanding. It wasn't that energy. It was just, it was almost like it was just coming, it was almost like channeling. It was just coming through. It was like tuning into this person. What I thought was manifesting before, I really think it was tuning in to this person that already existed. So when you're tuning into this, know that if you are desiring a relationship, this person's already out there living their life, probably wanting to meet you too. Right? So I did all these traits, and I swear to God, when I met Michael, I always tell this joke, like I thought that he'd broken into my laptop and read the list of traits and started, you know, playing around with them, because they were absolutely tick, 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 right? It was crazy. And this is what happened. It was a real thing, and I do feel like I manifested / tuned in to the vibration of who was supposed to be with me, who's supposed to connect with me in this lifetime. So I really fully believe that. So visualize the hell out of that one. All right, and allow yourself to just get really clear of what you're looking for in a partner. What I'll do tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow I put some themes in the group. So Saturday's love and relationships. I think I'll share. I did a post about that, and I also did a live stream. So I'll share both those with you tomorrow in this group, because I know many of you haven't seen. It was like quite a few years ago I wrote that and shared that live stream. So I shall share that with you tomorrow for any of you who are wanting to tune into the relationship side of things, or just hear a magical story. Even if you're in a relationship, it's nice to hear a magical story. So visualize, allow yourself to release, let go, write from your soul, connect from your soul. And then the last two messages, which I love, is the starseed messages, is forge, don't follow. Forge, don't follow. So pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. So this is to do with your life. It doesn't mean you have to be in the helping profession. It doesn't mean that you have to be doing what I'm doing. It just means be the leader that you wish you had. So in your life, like, what did you need to see in the world before? Because you can become that. You can embody that. And you can put that out into the world. And you are very much here to forge a path. Every single one of you you're not here to follow. Even when you tune into me or anyone else, you're tuning in. I like to think anyway that when you're tuning into my messages and things, you're not here to follow me. You're not here to, like, I don't tend to attract people like that, actually. Those kind of followers. I don't even like that word. But when you tune into me, it's because you're tuning in to your own self, your own soul. I am literally just facilitating messages. I'm bringing in messages and reminders. That's why I like to call them soul reminders. Sure, I teach things as well, but I'm really only reminding you of what you already know. You already know this. I don't think there's anything I share that you don't know on a soul level. It's just conscious reminders. Sometimes we need to hear them. I need to hear them outside of myself, you know. So forge, don't follow. So this is about paving the way, forging ahead with what is the path that you're here to create. And that's magical. I love it. It's so magical, because if we were all here to just follow along, we wouldn't be creating anything. We would create no art, no music. We wouldn't connect with anyone. You wouldn't create families. You wouldn't have ideas. You're here to create, and I'm just wanting you to sit in that energy for a moment. And I really mean that, even if, you know, I'm talking to you, obviously, if you have like your own business, you're in the service and the healing, helping profession, many of you are, who connect with me. But even if you're not, you're outside of all of that, and you're living your life, and you're focusing on your own life and your personal development, you're still here to forge your own path. And what's happening right now on the planet, as a lot of authority issues are coming in, right? Restrictions, bullshit, mandatory this, following the rules, this. What's happening is we're having this huge breakaway, and it's very chaotic, I know, but it's wonderful. We're having this huge breakaway from, oh, I'm just going to automatically follow the authorities. Look what's happening. I know it's chaotic and I know it's uncomfortable, but I'd rather us go through this, wouldn't you? To move towards something much better. So we are collectively forging this new path, but also I want to encourage you to forge your own path on a personal level. But what kind of life do you want? Now's the time. If you were to step away and not think about what any of your family, relatives, friends, even well-meaning loved ones, but often it's the people closest to us who we've grown up with, maybe, or, you know, you're connected because you're family. They know you from before, and so it's not because they don't love and care for you. It's just often it's human nature for many who don't understand changes. They want to keep you where you were. They want you to be who you always were. And so we're having to break away from this. And many of you are feeling like you're breaking away from your communities, your families, your social circles. Many of you are feeling isolated, maybe even rejected or abandoned. Maybe all of these things are coming up. Maybe some of these things are coming up. So I want to encourage you to forge your own path. You came here to do that very thing. And so this means to tune into you. It means to tune into your own guidance. Again, tune into your own soul. And it also means you've got to let go. Again, first message, you've got to let go. If you don't let go of the old, it's very difficult for the new to come in. And it does take some trust, and it does take some courage, because when we let go, we don't know what we're stepping into, right? We don't know. But actually, every time, and I know this from my own personal experience, every time you have the courage to just let go of something that feels heavy, you've outgrown it, you really do. Literally, by doing it, a door will open over here. It just happens every time. It's when doors don't open, it's when we're not letting go of the old. So the universe is like, oh, you're still on that track, so of course we're not going to open the door. It doesn't seem vibrationally that you're wanting to have new doors. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of chaos and change and things moving, because it's just part of the journey. It's very powerful. It's very magical. And it's why you came. So on that note, it's just kind of flowed into that message. I love this. Jump in. Oh, hold on. Little pop up there. Jump in. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful card. Jump right in. What's this one? Andromedan energy, adventure. Yep. Say yes to change. So have you said yes to change? Because a lot of the time We are resisting. I've been there. I've dragged my heels over certain changes. Like I really have. Like I'm not ready to go. Have you said yes yet? Literally, you might even want to declare it right now in this moment. Yes, I am ready for change. Type it below in the chat box if you are ready for change. Something about typing it and declaring it is very, very powerful. So I invite you to pop a comment in there. Yes, I am ready for change. Jumping in. And what does jumping in look like for you? Because what does that bring up? Does that bring up fear? And this is a perfect time to journal on it. Perfect time, full moon. What does that bring up? There's certain things that I'm working through all the time, even in my business, right? All the time. I tell you, when I put services out sometimes, I have to do these practices because sometimes it's like from an expansive place I create something and it's like it's always from my soul. I'm like, yes, I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this out. I'm going to help people on this masterclass or longer program or session or whatever it is. And there's always a part of me that's like, oh no, don't put it out. Just put it out tomorrow. We'll do it the next day. Oh, I'm temporarily busy. I'll share that post tomorrow. And I'm always having to say, no, are you ready to put it out now? Why are you not ready to put it out now? What is the fear? And then I notice the fear. Oh, the fear is, what if nobody likes it? What if people think it's stupid? What if, you know, you get a horrible comment and it's random stuff? And I have to say, okay, well, is that fear valid? Is that fear valid enough for me not to put my service or offer or whatever out or my message? No, it's not. So good. Jodie, ready for change. Good, good, good. Izzy, yes, I'm ready for change. Yes, I'm ready for change. Yes, I'm ready for change. Good. Love it. And Jodie, all in capitals. Good, good, good. I'm glad that you are, because by declaring it, you are literally opening your energies up, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You open up your energies. You know, everything that we say, our words are so powerful. Just saying it. And notice how it feels. I'm ready for change. It feels expansive. If it doesn't feel expansive, notice what comes in. So some of you might, when you say that, I'm ready for change, holy shit, no, I'm not. Okay, so notice where in your body do you feel it? Breathe it. Ask yourself, what is this fear about? What am I afraid of? What's making me feel tense? What's making me want to contract? And then ask yourself, these are all journaling prompts, like, hey, is this valid enough? Is this valid enough for me to hold myself back and stay stuck and stay small and not allow myself to change, not allow myself to meet the love of my life, shift my relationships, build my dream house, create something beautiful in my business, go out there and help people, go out there and be more visible in some way, lose the weight, heal from my illness, whatever it is. What can you let go of, and what can you jump into, and can you see it as an adventure? So a lot of the times when we're going, yes, we're ready for change, then we make it suddenly into this, okay, what's the right thing to do? Like, which track am I supposed to follow? And actually, the messages I always get, sometimes I ask those questions, I forget, and the messages I always get from my team, and they say there is no right or wrong, and whatever you choose, even if you go off track, you feel like it's off track, you're going over here and you think, oh, I don't like what I'm creating. Well, from here, there's loads of options and trajectories. And then all you do is just choose one of those and you go here and you say, yeah, this feels good. I like this. And then maybe you take another turn. I don't like this. And then from here, you make more choices. So it's so fluid. So a reminder that there is no right or wrong. It's just choices, experiences, choices, experiences. If you do like what you're experiencing, continue. If you don't like what you're experiencing, reflect, decide what it is, and then move. So there's nothing that you need to get right. It's not about perfection. There is no one track of what am I supposed to be doing right now. There is a higher timeline that you could be tapping into, yeah, but then you just ask your soul, ask your guidance, right? If you need some help with that, book a session with me. I do laser focus channel sessions. Perfect. They're 20 minutes. We tap into some of that, but you can absolutely tune in. And by the way, those sessions are incredibly powerful. Absolutely. Please book one if you feel called. But I'm not even saying you've got to have a session to be able to tune into your soul. You can absolutely do this for yourself. But if you want a shortcut and you want a quick, I'm here to help you. That's all. But you have all of this available. So can you see it as an adventure? Can you see it as just you're moving, you're grooving, you're traveling? And just allow yourself, because it's like if you went on holiday, this is interesting, if you went on a holiday, remember when we used to be able to travel and go on holidays? We'll do it again, don't worry. Some people, they go on holiday and they schedule everything, right? You might be one of those people. You might have used to have been one of those people. Not my style, but some people schedule, so they would take their holiday and then they would be really kind of rigid around, okay, 9 a.m. we're doing this, and then 10:30 we've got this excursion, and then 2:30 we're doing this. Okay, and it might be enjoyable to a certain level, but it's not allowing just a flow, right? And an expansion. And then other people, they go on holiday and they do nothing, which is fine, might be just what you need, but then they spend like the whole 2 weeks just literally lying around doing nothing, and then they feel a bit restless. And then there are other people who just use the holiday as like, oh, I'm just going to allow each day to present itself. Maybe I'll book in something here and do this nice activity here. Maybe I'll spend a day on the beach, like doing nothing. Maybe I'll drink some cocktails over here. Maybe I'll, and you just kind of allow yourself. So if you can take that approach in your life, very powerful, very magical. And it also opens doors everywhere, and it allows you to move and flow, and it's like that flexibility, right? Really, really powerful flexibility. So that's my message today. So we'll just recap them, just kind of like overall messages. So we want to be letting go. So let go. What can you let go of that just doesn't belong anymore in any area that you need? Just let it all go. Release, release, release. Make some decisions. Soul writing. Ask your soul. Just journal it all out. What does your soul want for you? How can you expand? What is coming in for you next? What's coming in after you've let go? So if you've let go, or what instead? What do you want instead? And then visualize. Visualize, visualize, see it, imagine it, just feel it, get used to the idea, calibrate to it, align to it. This is how you tap into, this really does belong to you, because you really feel into, yeah, this is really for me. This makes sense. Forge a path. You're creating your own path. You're not here to follow anyone. You're not here to kind of suck up and look up to anyone else. You are here to do your own thing, create your own thing, and then you're here to jump in. Can you jump into these new energies? Beautiful new energies. And the amazing thing I learned at like 4:30 a.m. this morning when I couldn't sleep, I came across a random video. I can't even remember that brilliant lady's name. I never heard of her. I think I've like lost who she even was, but the message always gets received when it needs to. And she was talking about the energies right now. So this powerful moon today, or yesterday, wherever you are in the world, she was talking about there being this wormhole, right? This is where time gets distorted. This is so fascinating. I love this, right? So she said, imagine like time is like this. It's like a straight line. So it's like that. So in this wormhole, right now that I think it started on this moon, the wormhole, so this is time folds on itself like that, like a wormhole, right? So she was saying that time's folded back, and you might be feeling weird things around time where hours and minutes don't feel the way that they did. Anyway, times like that. And she said when you make changes, new things come in, and you put things in, and you let go and release, and you bring new things in, you decide what you want. So this is happening, and then in 2 weeks time, when we've got the next new moon, apparently the wormhole kind of ends. So then time opens back up, and then you've moved that much, so it kind of suddenly your movement is doubled, so you jump that much. She explained it better. But basically it's a way to you can catapult your results. So apparently in the next 2 weeks, by deciding on what you want now, you've got really, really strong energies to help amplify what you want. So there's this energy of you can bring things in very quickly, you can make changes, you can expand, and have a very powerful couple of weeks of transformation. So I love that. And it felt very very real as she explained it. So make the use of these energies. They are very powerful, very magical. You can create whatever you want to create. Let me know what you're creating. So pop below if you want to share, what are you calling in? So first of all, no, what are you releasing? What are you releasing? And what do you call in instead? What would you like to call in instead? So you can release old ways, old habits, old patterns, old behaviors, old relationships, old identities. And in doing so, if it's uncomfortable, it's okay. Breathe with it, journal it out. Be in the discomfort. It's okay, because when you do that, you really do allow yourself to move through, and then you evolve. You evolve as the next level version of you. And this is what I'm all about. I am so wanting to assist as many humans with this transformation in whatever capacity, right? This is why I like to help with the healing, the expansions, the transformations, all these things. So know that is absolutely possible for you. Whatever the transformation is, if you desire it, it's meant for you. Otherwise you would not be desiring it in the first place. And it just takes some courage to allow yourself and give yourself permission. It's like literally write yourself out a permission slip if you need. I now give myself permission to ... So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Okay, so that is it. Itchy eye. That is it for tonight. I send you lots of love. Sit with the discomfort if it comes up. Know that you can visualize, you can create, you can call in, you can manifest amazing things. And tomorrow, yeah, because we're doing love and relationships, on Saturday is the theme, so I'm going to pop in. So have a look tomorrow in the group if you want to see a little bit more of that. I'm going to share a post I did. It was about 91 traits and also a live stream. I'll put it in here tomorrow and you can have a look. Yes, so let me know how you get on. I send you lots of love. And I will talk to you very soon. Thanks for joining me live and also on the replay. Okay, happy full moon.